We have Zara the Star in the house. So glad to have you here with us today.
Thank you
so much for making the time. How are you doing?
I'm doing good. Thank you for having me.
So there's a lot to talk about. Your journey from coming out of Tajikistan to starting your career in comedy in New York. I feel like, people say if you can make it in New York, you can make it anywhere. So there's a lot to unpack and how you made it. But before we get into all of that, let's talk about your life right now. Mm-hmm. It seems very busy, very chaotic, but I feel like you're at the pinnacle or at the peak of your career, which is really exciting. Mm-hmm. But if you were to describe your life right now in one word, what would that be?
I guess I don't know, like maybe a close call.
Yeah.
Yeah, a close call. I don't know. I think it's just like a miracle that I've gotten this far, because comedy is not a traditional route, and I'm, sure that if any Afghan or like Tajik or even immigrant person told their parent, like, I'm going to do stand-up comedy, they'd be like, fuck, that's it. You're going to be on the streets. Yeah.
I was going to ask about that because you kind of defied your parents' wishes or hopes of your future in a way. Can you tell us more about that and how you stood up to them?
I don't think I really ever asked for permission. I've never asked for permission. Mm-hmm. Maybe that's a bad thing or good. I don't know. I've never asked for permission. I've always just done what I wanted, and then people will find out when people find out.
They always say, like, it's better to apologize than ask for permission.
Yeah, but I won't apologize or ask for permission because it's my life. I don't really care because at the end of the day, like, I know you have to, like, respect your parents and all these things, but at the end of the day, they will die, and my casket, I'll be in that alone. They're not in there, and I wouldn't even want them in the casket with me, so.
Oh my God.
So it's not like, I'm not gonna have somebody, like, so many people revolve their whole life around making somebody else happy, whether that's their parents or like even society or even like certain expectations. I would never do that.
Yeah, and that takes a lot of courage. I feel like you're setting an example for a lot of immigrants or refugees out there who want to go after their dreams. But tell us about, like...
Yeah, I'm decreasing the amount of doctors we're going to have.
But tell us about your earlier years. You said you were 5 when you left Tajikistan, and you moved to Toronto. How were those years, if you remember them?
Well, this is like a big like Afghan tradition and like Tajik tradition where your parents shave your head bald when you're a kid. Did your parents do that to you?
When I was 5, but I didn't think it was a tradition, is it?
Like, yeah, they shave your head bald.
Oh.
So like I was like a bald girl in Canada wearing a dress and like going to school, and everyone was like, this girl, I didn't know English either, so it's just like very confusing. And I look like I had just gotten trafficked, like it was not fun. And the girls didn't want to be friends with me because they thought I was a boy. So it was very hard.
Tell us more about your high school years when you were in Canada. After that bald phase, like when you were in high school and stuff, what was that like in high school?
I think I was a big troublemaker. Like I was the kid with like the desk outside the classroom. They put my desk outside the classroom because it was just anybody they put me next to. I was just so distracting, and I would just cause so many problems. And it's so funny because my teachers would take my friends to a room and just be like, stop hanging out with her. She's going nowhere in life.
Oh my God.
And I know. Okay. And then my teachers, I know, I went to school in the ghetto, so the teachers were really messed up. They would tell me that like, they were like, you're not going to go anywhere in life because all you do is annoy people. And now look at me. Exactly. Now look at me. They would tell my friends not to be friends with me because I'm not going to go anywhere in life. And I checked in on those friends. They had it wrong. They had it wrong. No tea, no shade, but they're all just like, not doing as well as me.
I see a pattern of like you defying people who had, other, perspectives of how your future was going to turn out.
Yeah.
And that's really cool about you, know what I mean? Like every successful person I feel like that I meet, they're defying something. They're defying a stereotype, they're trailblazers. But how did you decide to move to New York from Toronto? I mean, they're close and all, but how did that happen?
I honestly didn't really like have a plan. I was like, I just couldn't stand it in Toronto anymore. I felt
What's
like
annoying about it?
I just couldn't stand it anymore. I think everything was just like repulsing me, and I was just like, I need to go. And then I was on a trip in LA and in August, and I saw a psychic. She was outside of the Zara store, like in like a lemonade stand, like not even like a shop. She just had a stand where she was like psychic, and it was next to the Zara store. So I felt like that was like a little auspicious for me. So I just went up to her and I was just like, hey, what's up? And she told me, she's like, you're gonna move really soon. And I was like, oh, really?
Wait, you mean like someone who takes your like fall?
Yeah.
Oh.
She was just like, you're gonna move soon. And I was just like, okay, I'm gonna move soon. Let's do it. And then when I got home from my trip, I looked at my calendar and I went to October, and on October 1st, I wrote NYC. And then I went and I got like 3 pictures of New York City during like the weather during that time. And I put it next to my shower, and I would just stare at it from August until the 1st of October. And then I left.
You manifested your way.
Yeah.
You also worked for it.
Yeah, but I think I even like planned my going away party more than I planned my move. Like I didn't really have a plan, but when I got here, I don't know, everyone was so nice to me. I was like, oh my God.
So it was kind of like people were supportive.
Yeah, I'm like, thank God I'm beautiful, because I don't think I could have done this as an uggo.
Pretty privilege?
Yeah, 100%.
Okay,
100%. Because I'm always telling people, I'm like, if I could come to this country as an immigrant and work it out, they're like, shut up. Like, this isn't the same as like everybody else's experience, you know?
Like you have that privilege.
Yeah.
I mean, it's really inspiring when you tell us about your early years in New York, because it's kind of like the typical Hollywood movie of like girl comes out with like nothing and starts from scratch. Set us the image, or like how were those earlier days?
They suck. They really did suck, because like in the beginning, like when you start in comedy, you're at like the lowest place, and the lowest place is like being outside on the street, kind of like selling tickets, like being like comedy show ticket. Yeah, you sell it yourself to get stage time. So I was doing that, and like it's New York City, so people are so disrespectful. People are like cussing you out, yelling at you, and I'm like on the street selling like comedy show tickets, and I'm like, people my age are like, you know, in university, like they're like shaping their careers, and I'm like on the street like comedy show.
Yeah.
And but I did sell a lot. Like I sold so many tickets constantly. Like even now, like when I go to the comedy show, like the same places that I used to bark at, I don't do that anymore there. But like I'll go there and I'll see like the room is like a little not as full. And I'm like, if I was outside, this room would have been full.
Yeah. What helped you most in becoming a better comedian? Because I feel like it's a skill. It's an art. It's a creative industry. Was it like more stage time? Was it like enhancing your writing or going to school? Because you just graduated too, right? Congratulations.
Thank you. Yeah. I think that what helped me is just the repetition of going on stage. I don't think anything else does what going on stage does, because like every show is so different. You're like being put in front of a group of people that are so random, and like it's just like a once in a lifetime situationship. Like no audience is the same. Like this isn't your average algorithm. This is real humans in front of you giving you their honest feedback. And so I think that like just going up as much as possible really helped. In terms of school, I went to school for acting. I studied that in college, and I would say that I'm a bit more like physical because of the acting. I'm like, okay, I can really persuade my point with a lot more facial features and like really embodying, embodying it. But the thing is, I'm mostly very like deadpan, so it's not that necessary.
What does that mean?
Like I'm like very monotone, you know?
Okay, like the valley.
No, like no, I'm just deadpan. Like I have a straight face.
Yeah, I can tell.
Yeah.
You're doing it right now.
Yeah.
But what is it like when you're like up there? Because for me, it's terrifying, you know, to go on stage and like there is no guarantee of how supportive they're going to be. They're just like going to give you their honest feedback. how do you deal with like shows when they go bad or when the joke doesn't land?
I think that when you do it as much as I've done it, like, I know other comedians will say this too, but it turns into more of like a game, like you gamify it, where it's like, if a show doesn't go well, I try to think like, okay, what did I do? What am I gonna do? Like, no. Like, you kind of have to, I don't know, like, I'm just like, I don't really give a those people. Like, I care about my jokes and my craft. Like, if they didn't like it, I'm like, okay, what did they not like? I don't really care about like their like feelings or like or my feelings. I don't really care. I'm like, what could I change? What could I do differently? But I'm not over here thinking like, oh my God, like, I'll have sometimes like I'll have some shows where I'm like, oh my God, that was embarrassing. But like most of the time, I'm not really thinking that too much. I'm mostly kind of thinking like, what should I have done? It's more of a job, you know?
Yeah, because it also depends on their mood. Like, you don't know what their day was like. Or, like, you don't have to like take it personally, I guess. Like, that's the one thing.
Yeah.
But yeah, what are some tactics that over time you've kind of like learned in, for example, for me, like I was listening to other podcasts about other comedians to prep for this interview because it's usually very serious, but I'm loving this conversation so far. And they were talking about how like especially pauses are really important after you say a joke. And I've realized that you're doing it more and more because I've followed your videos. But what other tactics would you say that you've like learned to enhance over time?
Yeah, sometimes the punchline to my joke is me pausing and then people get it and then the laughter starts like to travel.
Yeah.
Like it's really cool that like just like a slight pause and like it's even like putting a word in a certain place. It's like an equation. It's so weird that like there's like a joke where I put like the word the in front of like a certain word and it gets a laugh, but if I don't, doesn't get a laugh. And I'm like, what? It's just such a simple, like, you know, there's certain things that like trigger an understanding from people in a different way when I use different words. But like different tactics that I've learned is kind of just really letting myself stay present because I know these jokes are stuff that I have in my head that I'm like, I want to, no, but like still just taking in the crowd and like really absorbing them and like feeding off of them. And also like when they react, kind of reacting to that because it's more of like a conversation. The more you do it, it's like less of like a performance and more of like a, no, you know?
Like you have to be present in the room.
Yeah.
One thing else that I heard from another comedian was that like you shouldn't just say the script, you have to be present, like what you were saying. Like if something happens in the background and you kind of like ignore it, maybe that was an opportunity for you to like say another joke about that, right?
Yeah.
But going to the writing phase of jokes, because I feel like it's kind of like script writing, would you say, in a way? Do you have a routine or do you just like do it when you get the inspiration?
It's a mix of both. I am trying to get better at being more, you know, like every time, like I feel like my routine has just evolved. Like before, my routine used to be like I would do it on a certain day, and then like in Toronto we had these shows where like you go and like you do your set, like you're set with a bunch of other comedians and then everybody tells each other like different tags and stuff and you just go around and you like I really like that.
Like impromptu?
And like now I call my other like comedian friends and I speak to them and I talk to them about it and like yeah, also when I have like inspiration, and inspiration does strike a lot, I do go in and I'm like wired. I'm like totally wired. Like something will happen and I'm like, yeah.
Where do you get that inspiration from? If you were to like give examples.
Reading books. Yeah, I get inspiration from reading books. I have you read 1,000 Splendid Suns?
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
Who hasn't?
Yeah, I know, it's so good. Yeah. But I have a joke about how this is a joke that the Afghans, a lot of them don't love, but I have a joke about how in Afghanistan there's a hotel, like Afghanistan's really similar to New York. In New York there's like, you know how they have celebrities on the walls. In Afghanistan we have the same thing. There's a hotel with like The owner has a picture of him with bin Laden on it. And like, yeah, I'm like, and below they wrote, anybody can relax here. And I got that from A Thousand Splendid Suns because he said that there's a hotel, and this is a fiction book. So I don't know if that's true, but I'm like, oh, that's a good idea for a joke.
I feel like it could be.
It could be true. I wouldn't put it past Afghan. And maybe it wasn't even bin Laden. Maybe it was like a kaka that looked like bin Laden. That would not be wrong. So, but I read that in the book and I was like, okay, that was my inspiration for the joke. And then everyone in my comment section is like, that's not true. There's no hotel where there's bin Laden. No.
Now that we're talking about like feedback online, I feel like you're very direct, and that's why you're such a big hit on social media, because you speak your mind, and that's really commendable. How do you deal with the hate and stuff online?
I don't like, getting hate is not as bad as like being ignored, you know? It's like,
Quote you on that.
Yeah, exactly. That's, being ignored isn't the issue. Like, I mean, being hated on isn't the issue. Being ignored is, you know? Because it's like, you can hate me, you can love me, but you can't ignore me. And
I'm out there doing my thing.
yeah, and also the thing is that like, everybody has an opinion on the things that I say. That's beautiful. Whether you like me or don't like me, I'm like, I respect it. It helps my algorithm. Like, keep going, you know?
Yeah.
It's fine. And I think that people who are constantly hating, they're fans too. They just like don't know it yet. Because the thing is that
They're also keeping up with your stuff.
yeah, and like hate aside, you're just giving me so much of your energy. You love me.
Yeah.
You're in love with me. So you're just coping.
But you also, one thing you said that I loved is you strike a conversation on things that you talk about.
Yeah.
So, like, people have a space to talk about those things.
Yeah, and it's like, how boring would it be if somebody watched my shit and they're like, I have nothing to say about this.
Yeah, yeah. But
I'm forgetting about this already, you know?
No, you make it memorable the way you do it. Speaking from experience, because I've been watching your stuff since your first prank call went viral.
Oh.
And that was so funny to me. And you're close to hitting 1 million, which is like a big thing.
Yeah.
Fingers crossed that happens soon, before the tour. But the prank call, tell us the story behind the first prank call that went viral. I don't know, was it like 2 years ago, a year ago?
Yeah, I think it was 2 years ago. It was just so crazy because I'm getting like scam calls, and I've been prank calling since I was like really young. Like, I've been doing prank calls.
It's been your thing.
Yeah, it's been my thing. Like,
Yeah.
I've been out here doing prank calls for so long, and I think I've probably as a child did so many incriminating prank calls.
Should have started recording it like earlier.
Yeah, I should have. I would have been in jail. I would have been like, hey guys, get ready with me in jail. Prison outfit. But no, thank God. Thank God I did not have like the balls to like record myself talking below the age of 22, because I would have been canceled.
But you're still doing it, right? Like,
Yeah, I
how
still
does it
will
work?
prank call
Like,
him.
do you feel like, okay, today's a prank call day, or is it like a schedule?
Well, I do. I have been a bit busy, so I haven't filmed any like prank calls and stuff like that. And then it's so funny though, because I'm like, oh, like now I like do prank calls for work, and I'm like, oh, my work is getting in the way of my fun. I'm like, I can't. I used to do this shit for fun.
Because they say don't make your passion your job. Right?
Yeah, I know, but it's fine. It's still fun. I have a good time, and just the fact that people really liked how I really fuck with people, and like I just know who to call with what scenario to get like them super riled
Like
up.
triggering them and stuff.
I'm just like a master rage baiter.
Is it like, but how do you deal, or do you like put on a persona when you're having these calls?
Yeah. The key is to have a persona, but to also remain as realistic as possible so that they don't catch on that it is a prank.
Yeah.
So like the prank calls you're seeing, they're 25 minutes long.
You're kidding.
I shorten them to 1 minute and 30 seconds.
Oh.
So like that's like a lot of me like really like, you know, massaging the ego, like making it seem like this is a real life scenario, just really selling it to them. And then that 1 minute and 30 seconds you see is like the highlights of those 5 minutes.
Ever since going viral after the prank call video, how has your life changed in general? Like, if you were to compare your life before that video and after, what would the biggest differences be?
My life is totally different now. I do stand-up comedy and content creating full-time now. Like that's my full-time job.
Oh, it was part-time before?
It wasn't anything before. It wasn't anything before. Like I wasn't like up until the prank calls, I was still like figuring things out, and I wasn't like, now stand-up is like my full-time gig, which I'm so grateful for. You know, I'm so happy and thankful. But yeah, this is my full-time thing, and then it also like put me in a place where like so many people see me, and then they also come to my shows now, and like it's changed like my life completely, because there's so many people who are like, oh my God, like I always get sent your videos and stuff from like people like all over the world, and I'm like, wow. And then I'm like also in like when I was in London last week and I was just visiting, so many people were coming up to me and like, oh my God, I love your content. And I'm like, I'm in another continent, you know? I'm like, that's so crazy. I'm like, oh, wow. And it was just like the randomest people. And I'm like, oh, wow. And then it's so beautiful, because then it'll be like even white people that are like, oh my God, thank you so much for speaking up for the girls in Afghanistan. I'm so happy. I'm so grateful that you're doing that. And I'm like, I'm Afghan.
Tell us about your advocacy though, because I really, really loved when I saw your speech at the UN that you were there. And, you know, we don't see a lot of people who are in the creative or in the arts coming to these spaces, because it is hard to, you know, be a comedian but then talk about these heavy stuff. But I really, really love that you're doing it, and you're really honest, and you're in touch with the girls back home. Tell us about your work in advocacy for Afghan girls.
I am so grateful that I started doing comedy first and then advocating for the girls in Afghanistan, because like advocating for girls in Afghanistan has been my goal first and foremost, beyond comedy. You know, it was always to just like inspire Afghan girls and like be there for Afghan girls and have them really like believe in themselves. But I'm so grateful I started comedy first and then I was doing advocacy work, because imagine I did advocacy work and then I was like telling terrorist jokes, and I'm like,
You work with Afghan girls who are in Afghanistan. What does that look like?
Yeah, so I was just really sad about everything going on in Iran with the protests in Iran, and that really triggered me because I feel like the Iranian community, they've come a long way, especially after Mahsa Amini. Like it's a lot of people don't wear hijabs in like Iran. Like yes, it's not legal, but they're, you know, they're all, most of them are like, we're not wearing that, and they're taking it off. And I'm like, how do Iranians get to a point where they're so beyond these like rules that are like, you know, segregating women? And so I was just like, because they have systems in place and they're organized, and I'm like, I just didn't think that we have that. So I was like, okay. And then I was like really devastated about girls like not having access to an education, and I've always been so sad about that and vocal about that, but I could never really do anything because I didn't have much resources, I didn't have a platform, I didn't have anything. But then once I had those things, and then after I was like really like pondering about what's going on, and I'm like, you know what, I can do something. So I was just like, okay, like maybe I could like have like a school or like teaching them, and I get teachers and then people were all giving me their input. They were like reaching out to me like, actually there's this school, there's that school. So then I was like, okay, let me work with the schools. So then I reached out to all the schools and got the schools like put them in a group chat and like kind of created like a board for them, like let the schools know that like, hey guys, like I'm here, use me to your advantage, like whatever you need. And I've fundraised for almost all the schools that like I work with. Awesome. And like whatever they need, social media help, like speaking to the girls, like, you know, talking to the girls, interviewing the girls, like you know, just being there for them. It's such a devastating situation, and I feel, you know, so helpless a lot of the times, because it's just like all the schools that I'm working with, we account for probably, I guess, like I don't know, like 10,000 girls, like less than that. But like, if you really think about it, there's like around 2 million girls in Afghanistan. So it's like, it's not much. You know, so it's like, as much as I'm like, oh, I'm trying to do stuff, I'm not doing anything in like I just feel like I'm not doing enough and I constantly want to do more. And especially with such an active life, it's like not easy, you know what I mean? Now my like messages are like flooded with just like people from villages asking for my help, and I'm like, "Ugh." And like I will like meet khalas on the street and they'll be like "Duhtare kakayam, she like needs your help, no." And I'm like, here's my number, take it. So I have like 18 khalas on my texting me. I give my phone numbers to more aunties than men in my life.
Are they undelivered or?
No, I tried my best to speak to them, and I try my best to like, I just try to move everyone to a group chat so that I'm able to like speak through a group chat, because I think that's an easier way for me to like access everyone's like problems and stuff. But now I'm in a place where I am helping girls who like get into universities get the funding for their school. And then also I'm currently working alongside like other people where we're helping girls actually get like they're able to apply to universities through a software where it makes it so much easier for them to apply to places worldwide. And we're like just going to try to find them their best place, and it's like through AI.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Is this for girls in Afghanistan?
It's for everybody, but I'm using it for girls in Afghanistan. And yeah, my partner created the software, and then I'm using it for the girls in Afghanistan.
Give them a shout out. What's the name?
Momentous Labs.
Momentous Labs.
Yeah, so if you are looking to apply to colleges, this is your go-to college counselor. Like, it really helps you. It's so efficient, you know? And I'm so grateful to like, you know, that I'm able to bring the girls on for free on the app, and that every Thursday I get on a call with the girls and we discuss with them about like their application process on the app and like how it's going, and like how like just helping them with like, you know, back end stuff. And then at the end of the session, then I just like get on a chit chat call with them. And my friend, the wizard Liz, she was on a call with me last week, and I surprised the girls. I surprised the girls on a call with them.
That's so cool.
Yeah, and she spoke with them, and they were so excited. Like, they were so happy. They were like, oh my God. They were like, Liz, I'm so, because they're used to me by now. They're like, oh, hey, Zar. I'm like, okay. But they were, yeah, and they were like, they're used to my annoying ass voice. And every day I'm like, we got this, girls. We got this. Like, we will take down the Taliban ourselves. And so Liz got on the call, and the girls in Afghanistan were like, oh, I'm your biggest fan. Like, I watch all your videos. I love your stuff.
So cool.
Yeah, she is. And then she was like so grateful. And like, we do these calls like at around like 2 p.m. So like that was like 10 o'clock for them. And so I'm like, it felt so warm in my heart that they get to go to sleep at night knowing that they talk to somebody that they like watch through a screen like constantly, and like that they were so happy about that. And we all just like talked about our problems, and we all just, you know, spoke, and we asked the girls about like how they're feeling about like what they wear, because I'm like, well, what do you wear, you know? Because they can't, yeah. So one of the girls, she was telling us that now they're enforcing this rule where you have to cover your face, and she's like, she covers completely, and they've been arresting people for not having socks on. So she's like, I make sure I cover my feet, and it's like hot in Afghanistan. So they're covering their feet, she's covering her face, and then she said that she also wears like a hat on top, and she's like, I look kind of weird, but I'm like, she's just like not trying to get stopped by them. And we asked her, we're like, okay, like how does that feel? And she's just like, I want to kill myself. Like, I hate this so much. Like, she's like, it feels suffocating. It feels suffocating that I can't exit and go outside. And I'm like, how long have you been doing this for? She's been doing the last like 4 or 5 years since the Taliban took over, because they're terrified to get stopped by them. And then I saw a video, and the Taliban bros, they love to post these propaganda videos, but I saw this video.
God, tell me about it.
I saw this video of this like stupid khala, and she's just like, I'm here. My face is out. I'm just wearing. She's Afghan. She's like a lady. She's like
There's a lot of tourists that go there, and then they feed into
She was probably a tourist. I'm not gonna lie, but she was just like a khala, and someone was interviewing her, and they're like, "See, you're here. You're just wearing a light chadar. Your face isn't covered. How is it?" She's like, "I'm not getting any trouble," and I'm like, "Cause you're an old bitch. Like, shut up. No one's stopping. Like, no one's looking at you and feeling excited, babe. Like, I'm sorry."
Yeah. On the topic of this, I hate that there's so many tourists going there, but then they post all of this stuff, and they have a lot of like reach on social media, and then they feed into the propaganda of like, oh, the Taliban are nice, like they're like everything is safe, it's peaceful. But then the Taliban are only nice to these foreigners. They're not nice to their own people.
Yeah, yeah. It does suck. And most of the girls I help are Hazara, you know, and they tell me that like it has not changed. Like it's even worse now for them. They actually get so much prejudice towards them because they're Hazara.
Oh, yeah.
And like they're even denying people like hospital care because they're Hazara.
Heard about that.
It's so sad, and it breaks my heart. And they act like, but I'm really happy because I feel like the world is like this so through with them. Like they're like, we know your bullshit. We know the story. Like there's no way around this. Like we know what's happening. And the thing is, they love to say it's propaganda, but it's like, you're dumb. They are literally making these laws public. They're making these laws public. They're like, they are saying that women can't speak outside. Women can't speak outside. And look, these women are speaking outside. Obviously, that rule itself is retarded because the freaking terrorist organizations are idiots. You can't enforce a law where women can't speak outside. That's not you can't tape their mouths.
I know.
But they're saying that rule exists. You know what I mean? And I did a protest in London for the girls in Afghanistan, and Taliban supporters came.
You're kidding me.
2 groups of Taliban supporters came. They came and they were like arguing because they were arguing, and it was just like, you love it there so much, go back to your country. Like, I'm sure they'd love to have you. Go back. Like, what are you here arguing with me for? And also, it's so feminine. Like, what did you do today? Oh, I argued with a woman at a park at her protest. Like, and so he comes up to us and he's like arguing with us. And then one of the girls at the protest, her family has been like killed by the Taliban. So obviously she's super passionate about it. And she's screaming like about what's going on, which is what you do at a protest. And then the Taliban supporter looks at me and he's just like, this is the rights you guys want to have? I'm like, yes, you this is the rights we want to have. For us to scream for our rights. We shouldn't have to be screaming for our rights, but he's like, this is the rights you want to have? Raising your voice in public? Yes, you idiot. Like, what are you talking about?
Like,
we're not just
to this situation.
We're not just raising our voices for fun. We're not just hee hee ha ha. Like, are you an idiot? Like, she's yelling for her rights. Like, we wouldn't be yelling for our rights if you didn't take our rights. Like, how are you going to take our rights and then be like, this is why we're taking your rights, because you would be screaming.
Yeah. No, I love your honesty and your passion about it. It shows through. But also, I love the fact that through your advocacy, you were working with existing organizations. Because what I realized is that everyone's doing their own thing. We're kind of like segregated all across the world. And like, I get it. A lot of refugees are in the UK, Germany, Canada, the US. We're all around the world. But like, we need a unified, place for help. But do you want to give shout out to the organizations that you're working with, or is that?
Yeah, of course, I would love to. There is the Afghan Foundation. They are probably one of the best online schools for girls in Afghanistan. You get an accredited diploma with them. It's also not like easy. It's not easy because they do have only 50 students. Which is like a very small amount, but Nasir, the founder of Afghan Foundation, he is very, he wants to give every girl a very potent experience. So they provide like psychological like care, and they provide them like, scholarship opportunities. They help them out in like every way, and then they also give them mentors, and they do so much for them. And so the Al-Qaeda Foundation has been great. They give them laptops. Like, we've gotten the girls their laptops, and I've enrolled about like 6 girls into the school, and it's expensive because it's like 2,000, like 300, 500 to attend the school. And he's not gonna like, give like a half-assed experience. But there's other really great schools. There's like School of Freedom. Pashtana has her school. It's the learn.org. There's also OJEC. There is Fardoi Rushan. I love them. They're based in Germany. The Weiss, he runs that, and he's doing an amazing job. There's so many organizations that are just like, and you know what makes me really happy? It's Afghan men that are doing it. it's Afghan men that are like running these organizations, and it like really warms my heart. Because all of the ones that I named right now, except for Pashana, they're all run by men, and they're like relentlessly like working for like the girls in Afghanistan. Like this is like their, you know, passion, and it breaks my heart that there's so many oppressing us, but then there are the few that are like really, you know.
Yeah, it's awesome to see that they're supporting it too, because I've seen a lot of people criticize the Afghan men in Afghanistan. Like, if a guy can go to school, he should come home and teach their sisters and that kind of thing. But yeah, emphasis on the unity of men and women.
But it's like, what would he even be teaching? Like, what are they even teaching at school in Afghanistan? Yeah, it's just like, I don't know. Like, what are they teaching in their schools that is gonna be like helpful?
Yeah, that's the thing. Like, this is something that I've talked with other guests on this show before too. Like, we don't know what the curriculum is like right now. On the point of feeling helpless, I want to emphasize that what you're doing is really amazing. You are using your platform for good, and I feel like that's really, really powerful, because there's a lot of, you know, Afghans who are like working on in their corner, but I love that you've brought them together and to give that voice to them. So thank you on behalf of all Afghan girls for doing that.
No, yeah, you have to, you know? And even if I wasn't Afghan, and because they love to tell me I'm not Afghan, but even if I wasn't, I would still like, this is like human rights. This is like a woman's right, you know? And I am going to be starting my own nonprofit organization so that it's easier for me to work directly with these schools and work directly with them. And I'm like going to name it Haq, because it's just like a hack. Like, I want to, you know, work on education, making that accessible to everyone worldwide, and also making it like healthcare accessible, because that's also a hack. And, you know, I really try not to get too down about all this, because I'm like, you know what? If the Taliban hadn't banned schools, then I wouldn't be working on this project. And I'm going to really try my best and work as hard as I can so that not only are the girls who weren't educated, even when schools were open, didn't have access to education, I can now work hard that like even those girls will get educated. So it's like everything that the Taliban will do, I will try my absolute hardest to undo. I like started a singing club for the girls in Afghanistan, where my best friend Tara, she trains their vocals and she trains their singing. And I went to the park, because it's illegal for the girls to sing out loud. It's illegal for the girls to go to the park. So I went to the park and I was playing them singing at the park, like in London. And I'm like, you know, you silence them there, they're amplified here.
Yeah, I love that. I love that. But when we think about, you've talked about what Afghans are doing. When we think about international communities in general, because you have a lot of following, and you know, most of them are non-Afghan, what do you think they can do when it comes to Afghan girls in the crisis?
Well, a lot of people are doing a lot, honestly. I think every time that I've posted a fundraiser link, it's been an Iranian person who has donated the highest amount of money to it. And my partner in my business, Viva, he's also a comedian. He's also my cousin, but he's Iranian. And he donates to the women like every month, and we like are working with the girls direct. Like, it's as if we're the girls' family members. Like, we're like sending the girls like our like bank statements, and like we're like, okay, we're your, you know, sponsors for school, and it's like as if they're like our children, you know. And I think that for other people around the world who aren't even Afghan, they want to get involved, it's just like reach out to the schools, reach out to, I have on my page a highlight of Afghan girls, and it's just like lists out all the things you can do, and you can reach out, you can help, you can also write emails to government officials and like, you know, stress that like this is not okay. Because the thing is that everybody knows how the Taliban was created. Everybody knows this. Everybody knows what imperialism is. We all know this. But I don't like it when, because I don't complain about imperialism. I don't complain because I'm doing shit. I don't want to complain. I don't want to be a victim. Yes. Like, yes, I can sit here and be like, America created the Taliban, but what does that do for me? Like, what does that do for me? I'd rather get shit done, you know what I mean? And so there's so many people who love to sit online, and that's all they do. They just complain about what got us into this situation and how we got here, and it's like, okay, now what? Now what? Are you
do you do
writing?
about it?
Yeah, like why don't you take this little video and send it to a government official? Why don't you write this message and send it over? Like do something about it. Don't just sit there and complain, because at the end of the day, it's like, yeah, we got screwed over. We're going to keep getting screwed over. Life isn't fair, but it's what you do about it. And it's just like really, really bothers me when there's like Afghans, especially when they have a following and they don't do shit for the girls in Afghanistan, and they aren't speaking up for the girls in Afghanistan. And then Afghan girls have been trending recently, that trend where people are like, oh, you can go here, and then it's like an Afghan girl and they can't go somewhere. Do you know what I'm talking about?
I thought you were going to talk about the girl that moved to Afghanistan because of something.
Oh no, that's her. She's a dumb bitch. She can go raw in Afghanistan if she wants to. She can go. Nushajanit. Enjoy. Enjoy your trip. I'll buy your ticket. Go. And I'll buy your first burqa. So yeah, there's people posting where it's like a girl in Afghanistan and then it's them. But then they're posting them like at their best. Like, they're posting themselves like on a private jet, and then it's like, I hate traveling. And then it's like a girl in Afghanistan like saying, oh my God, you get to travel. And she's
I see what you mean.
Yeah.
Yes, I remember. Okay.
And then you check their bio, you check the link in their bio. There's nothing to do with Afghan women there. So what was the point of this post if it's not even going to be redirected?
Like, you have to be careful about how, I just don't like the idea of trending when we're talking about like a crisis, because this is not like a cute fit chick thing you can do and post about online. Like, the weight has to be there.
Yeah.
So when we're posting like aesthetic photos and we're talking about people who are actually suffering, like, that takes away the weight and the reality of the situation.
Yeah, and it's great. I do love that they're bringing awareness to it. I love that.
Yeah.
But everyone is aware. Everyone is aware women can't go to school in Afghanistan. Everyone is aware women in Afghanistan have lost all their human rights. This is very much common knowledge now, but it's like, let's do something about it. I feel like Afghans, we have this tendency where I'm seeing these posts on these Afghan pages because I follow them just so I can keep up with like what the girls are going through and what's going on and just the news about everything.
Yeah.
And they love to post videos of like people suffering with no follow through. It's like, okay.
What are some examples?
Like the Nuria girl who dressed as a boy and she got arrested. Everyone's posting a video of her getting caught by the Taliban, and nobody has like a link to help her, finding her, how to help her. And like they'll be even posting pictures and videos of like, there's a town in Afghanistan where everyone in that town sold their kidney for money, and they're all still so poor. And okay, can we put a link to help these people? Like, stop just posting it like it's like trauma porn. It's like, okay, yes, we're like, I think that there's this need to just like be like, oh, we have it so bad. Okay, how can we help?
This is a fresh perspective, and I feel like a lot of people would benefit from that, because coming from Afghanistan, I see it too, as in the mindset of being a victim.
I love it.
We've had it so hard for a long time, but like having this mindset shift of what can we do about it? Like, everything that I do when I talk about raising awareness, like, it has to have a call to action. So thank you. Yeah, thank you for bringing that
There
up.
needs to be a call to action. And because if there's no call to action, what are people gonna do? Like, how can people help? What can people do? Everyone's posting about the girls in Afghanistan, but there's so many different ways. You go on GoFundMe right now, you will find so many Afghan girls raising money for their college tuition to try to get the out of Afghanistan. Go there. Like, you can find out different ways to help these girls. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like the girl that's in Afghanistan, she got into York University. Like, I'm trying, I found her somebody who said they'll house her. Like, it's just such a community thing. And honestly, it's brought me really close to my followers, because that's how you like really know a relationship is strong, is that like when you come to them about your vulnerabilities and your problems and stuff. And I just feel like my followers have been there for me every step of the way. And all my followers have been just like, what do you need? We will get it to you. And I've just loved it.
For them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's beautiful. It's like, oh, you're not just here for laughter. Like, thank you.
Because you get stuff done, like that's something that we need more of.
Yeah.
And everything that you've like talked about, that exemplifies it.
Yeah.
But I really want to thank you again for the work that you do, really. It's impactful, and I want to emphasize, don't feel helpless. You're already doing so much. And I know that the problem is bigger. Like, we need people in power to do something about this because we can't keep evacuating people. Like, that's realistically not possible. But that's another conversation. Tell us more about your life now. What does it look like on a day-to-day basis? Is it, I know the tour is coming up and things, but what is it like a day in the life of Zara the Star?
A day in the life of me, I wake up at like 7 a.m. and I'm arguing with terrorists online, you know, just getting my normal cortisol in, just starting the day as positive as I can. And then I'll post a little terrorist joke. And yeah, no, I think my day in the life is, I'm so type B. People think I'm type A, but I'm like, no, I'm type B. Yeah. And I think it's even like, I think it's kind of scary to be a type B person because you're like, how did I get here?
Like, what's it gonna be after this? You know?
Yeah, I'm like, oh my God, that's another thing. And then it's just a lot, you know? And I'm just like, just God is guiding me. God is guiding me through every day.
You have people in your corner though.
Yeah, no, I do. I have my manager, thankfully. I have my partner, my videographer, I have so many people who are also. The thing is that it's gotten to a place where I've allocated a lot of tasks to other people, so it's just very good. But a day in my life would probably just be me getting up, writing, planning out what I'm going to film that day, filming, and then after getting on calls with like either like producers and like speaking about like different projects that I'm doing and like pitching them and like writing stuff, and then more filming, and then also planning, and then, you know, doing more planning for my tour stuff, and then after in the evenings like doing stand-up comedy every night. I
thought it's just a weekend thing. Maybe that was it.
No.
Do you ever get tired of it?
No, because it's like I love it so much, and I'm so grateful that I get to do it. It does feel sometimes a little bit exhausting because I am an introvert.
Girl, come on.
I know,
no.
I am.
It's always the most extroverted people who are like, no, I'm an introvert.
No, I'm actually an introvert. And like I cannot stand being in like big crowds for too long, or like I don't like parties and stuff. I used to be very social. I'm not really that social anymore. I honestly just like would love to just stay in. But I love meeting my followers and my fans and stuff. Like when I do my shows, I'll basically paint you a picture. So it's just like me going up doing an hour, okay? And then I do a meet and greet for like another hour with like, you know, like
selfies
and like talking to the people, because I love them. Like I hug them and I'm like, oh my God, I love you guys. Like, thank you so much. I'm so grateful. And then like I'm doing a meet and greet. It's like 250 people. And then I have another show right after that where I'm doing another hour and then another meet and greet. And then I'm like,
you have to be on all the time.
And then I'm like, and so I'm not complaining. I will never take it for granted. You know, I'm so grateful.
Just to share.
Yeah, but after that, I'm like, I tell all the people in my immediate circle, in my immediate life, I'm like, just don't even talk to me.
Yeah.
I just cannot even say one more word.
Like I need my me time.
I'm like, yeah. So I'm very introverted, but I feel that when I meet my followers and my fans, I'm like, I feel like they energize me, you know? They do. And I feel like everyone is so sweet, and everyone has a story about like which video did it for them and which joke was like so like made them feel so seen and made them just feel so heard. And so, yeah, I'm really grateful for that.
Yeah.
But
I think for me it was the very first prank video, which was so funny. But you might have touched on this till now, but do you feel like you give yourself the space to like not be funny, like break character and like not be on sometimes? And like how does that look like for you? Just to step away from the spotlight and the star that we all know.
I think that when you're like a public like image. There's like a public person.
Yeah.
There's like your public persona, and then there's you. But I think I'm very, very close to who I present myself to be.
There isn't a divide.
There isn't much of a divide, and it's like you're seeing me at my most energized self.
Yeah.
Which isn't very often, but that's very, very me. And I think my humor is a coping mechanism.
Oh, okay. Let's talk about that. Tell me more.
Let's unpack
Tell
that.
me more.
I think my humor is a coping mechanism. Like I cannot, like in relationships and stuff, like whenever there's like an argument and stuff, I will just be like cracking jokes.
Oh, if things get deep, you're like,
Yeah.
let's not do that.
And they're like, it's not a joke. And I'm like, well, you knew what it was when you met me. So I don't know what to say. I don't know, like everything's a joke to me. It really is. It's very hard. So I've created a system where I'm like, I have a code word for like the person when they're like, I do not want you to joke anymore. And this is like very, very serious. So I'm like learning my way through, but I don't like it when people have an expectation for me to be funny, especially when guys try to come and talk to me. Most of them are kind of trying to hit on me, or like even like, I don't know, sometimes fans will be like, okay, like do it now. And I'm like,
it's not like I can like turn it on, you know?
no, I can turn it on. I don't want to.
Oh, okay.
I'm like, I don't want to turn it. Like, first of all, I'm not on the clock. You're not paying me. And also, why do I care for your, like, as a guy, like coming up to you and like trying to like spit game? I'm like, I don't care for your happiness. You should be making me laugh. Yeah.
Yeah. But I asked that because it's like, for the job that you have, it's a personality trait. So you get paid for the person that you are. Like, that's really interesting to me as an idea. But so
I
it's
don't think
really
I could have
cool.
done anything else, though. I think my I don't think so. I genuinely don't think I could
You
have
could have
another
been a
job.
personality hire. Like, you're
Yeah.
cool to hang out.
I was a personality hire at other places, and then they found out that I'm just the personality, and then they fired me. I was the personality hire and the personality fire. They were like, no, girl, that's all you can bring to the table.
What were the jobs, if you don't mind sharing?
Like any job, like I don't think I could even freaking wipe a table for the life of me, you know?
Without cracking a joke?
Yeah, without cracking a joke, they're like, okay, let's get serious, you know? They would just not be happy. All of my jobs, they were just like, Czar, like, let's get serious.
Let's lock in.
Lock in.
Yeah.
And then I even had a boss who like fired me. And he would tell me, he would be like, no stupid fucking jokes. No stupid jokes, like, on the shift today. I don't want to hear a single dumb joke. And then he fired me after that. And then he came to my comedy show.
See?
He came to my comedy show, and I wasn't treated very well by him by any means, like as a boss.
Oh, yeah.
And then, he bought merch, and then he gave me like a marker to sign it for him, and I just wrote best boss ever.
Which is a lie.
Honestly, it just like makes you realize that like the more success you gain, the less bitter you are. I have nothing to be bitter about.
Yeah.
I can't hold, like, I'm
love
just
that.
so blessed. I don't have time to hold grudges.
Yeah. Yeah. Because you receive so much love, you're like, there's no space for hate.
Yeah, and I'm like, oh my God, how blessed was I to be hated for something that I'm like really thriving in now?
Yeah, yeah. And also, as we're closing the conversation, do you have any advice for someone who comes from a background similar to yours and who's like breaking into these spaces that maybe aren't built for you? I don't know if you would agree with that, but do you have any words of wisdom that you would want to share?
I think that like a lot of the times people will find that certain things about themselves that they don't want to really dive into. Because the thing is for me, as like an Afghan Muslim woman, who's also Tajik too, and my Tajik side gets really mad that I just talk about Afghanistan, but I'm Afghan Tajik.
Yeah.
Afghan Tajik Muslim stand-up comedian. That in itself is such a controversial title, especially because in Tajikistan, the only stand-up comedian they have is in jail. You know?
What?
Yeah, like in Afghanistan, 100%. I could not have the job there. Could not be working there.
God.
And so that in itself is so controversial without even hearing any of my jokes. So I just really lean into who I am. And I think just lean into who you are and make sure it feels natural. So like, you know, if like being so vocal about where you come from and who you are feels natural and funny to you, lean into it. Like do what, you know, works. And like if that's not, then don't do that. But another thing is just never have shame from where you come from. Like, you know what I mean? I think it's so unique and it's just like such a gift from God. So when you are entering these spaces, also make sure that you have some value too. You know, create some value and make sure you're sharing value. Don't ever be just like thinking that you can just coast by. You know, you better work.
And I love the authenticity part, like embracing your identity and being authentic to who you are and having values and creating value. What's next for Zara when we think about Zara in 5 years and 10 years? I know the tour is coming up. Are you excited?
Yeah, I'm so excited. I'm really excited for the tour and just traveling for it. I'm also, you know, working on like writing a bunch of stuff, like projects for me to be in. And that'll be exciting for my like followers to see me in like something more like long form.
Yes. Can you share? Or is it like top secret for now?
Well, I also just started a Persian blind dating show. So you can see that on my YouTube channel where I'll be posting all the episodes, but it's really fun. It's amazing where I have like, you know, 2 Persians blindfolded and then we do like a date for them. And then we like open the floor to stealers. And I've had like Afghan stealers come up and they're like trying to steal the person and then
So
we get to
recorded episodes already?
Yeah.
Okay.
And it's just so fun and interesting. It's like never been done before by anyone else that I've seen. And so I'm like really excited about that. We're going to be taking that to LA and we're also going to be taking it back to Toronto.
Nice.
And yeah, so I'm really excited about that. It's just been so fun. Like every time we do the show, something crazy happens and I'm like, whoa.
Like reality.
Yeah, it's like, and I'm like, oh, wow. And it's just like a really nice way for me to showcase my sense of humor because I really get to comment on what's going on. And it's such a beautiful thing because the show's called Azizams. And we try to find you your Azizam. And basically we bring 2 people and then they tell us their dating history, their dating life. And this is just a very healthy way for people to kind of like gossip. And they're supposed to gossip because it's like the show. And so like it's a really good outlet that like maybe our khalas needed to go somewhere, see people's business and their drama, talk about it. It's encouraged to talk about it and then continue on in the community and not cause problems. It's just like such a healthy outlet for the community.
I love how you described it through like khalas and their perspective.
Yeah, because they love talking shit. They love talking shit and there's so much drama, but it's like there doesn't need to be drama.
Yeah.
We can just have entertainment.
When is it going to be out or is it already out?
The first episode's out already. It's on my YouTube channel, Zara the Star. But we're releasing the next one and then we're doing another one here in August and we're going to be doing multiple cities.
That's awesome.
And then I'm really excited for my nonprofit organization and to help as many girls as I can.
You're busy.
You're
busy. But thank you so much for taking the time to do this. I feel really special that you
thanks for having me.
Shared your story with us and talked about your journey and everything. I'm really glad to have met you in person. I'm meeting my idol, my celebrity.
Stop.
But thank you again.
No, this is amazing and I'm so glad you're doing this and that your brother's like helping you with it, you know? I feel like there's so many like Afghan girls whose brothers are like holding them back. So it's like really nice to see someone who's like lifting them up and it's just beautiful that you've created this space and like to talk with other like Afghans and stuff and I wish you so much success in your career.
Thank you so much. Thanks so much. It's been a great pleasure to talk to you. Until next episode of NexusTalk, stay informed.